So we have Lisa and Les Van Horn, and they're from Wisconsin and have been faithful participants, providing quality resources for the NSPS competition over the last few years. So Les and Lisa, we have heard that you are doing this for the last time this year, and want to begin by thanking you for your service to NSPS and the students.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
And can we back up and talk about when you first did this for the student competition?
When they switched the format to where they wanted to do some field work, they were trying to arrange to get different people to bring in all the equipment because they needed a couple of antique compasses on tripods with Gunter's chains, T2s and stuff like that, and trying to find one source for it all was really difficult. So even though we're a 14-hour drive away, we became the resource for that just because we were able to supply all the equipment as one truckload and get it all here.
Between our private collection and the Wisconsin Society Land Surveyors Foundation, which Lisa is their museum curator, we have the resources to collectively get all of the necessary equipment together. And with the help of the last couple of years, the Northeast Wisconsin Technical College also provided some material for us also.
Tripod legs and stuff that...
So we wanted to give credit to everybody that was contributing all this. So it's not just the two of us.
Yeah.
It's a collaboration of the resources where we can get the materials together.
So what kind of thinking and conversation between the two of you occurred before you decided to commit to it the first time?
Well, it was kind of a last-minute thing. They thought that they had it secured through another vendor or another source, and about 6 weeks before the contest, they realized they weren't able to pull in all the resources, so they called us, and we made the drive out and got stuck doing it ever since then, just because it's very enjoyable. The hardest part is the drive.
Yeah.
You know, it's a 2-day drive for us to get out and back. So
that and collecting all the various resources, coordinating it all and things. So I think you should talk about it prior to doing the outside exercise, why they went that direction.
They were doing a lot of projects back at home, which became, you know, they would give them
the college students.
The college students would have to do something at home, then they'd come here and do a presentation on it. Or wherever we were meeting. It wasn't always here at the time when they were doing those contests. But they had done some like this before where they had used the antique equipment, like in the St. Louis when they had a student competition, and everybody said we really loved that. And to get the kids to do all the work at home and write up big reports and come to have a presentation, it was losing some of the interest on doing that. The kids definitely, the students, I shouldn't say kids, the students definitely enjoy doing more of the hands-on and stuff like that. So they got a lot of comments that they wanted to go back to that format, so they did. And then the beautiful thing about doing it here in Washington, D.C. is they've got a real nice program set up where they do a monument search one day. So they get to go all around the city and see all the boundary stones and stuff like that. So it's really a perfect setup here, the way they do it, and working out on the National Mall and citing the, you know, actually putting coordinates on the Washington Monument, occupying one of the Jefferson stones and stuff like that is just a really fantastic opportunity for the students to come here. I mean, we hear all the time from other land surveyors, man, we wish we could do that, you know, because there's people who have never gotten to really hands-on use the equipment that these students are getting to use on. And I think it's a fantastic for the students to be able to use that so that they understand, following in the footsteps, what they're really appreciating, you know, the equipment that the surveyors used when they're going on and doing those things. Last year was the first year we made them use a 4-screw level. And that was very challenging because everybody's used to just 3. And that was very challenging for them and push the button. So we change it up every year. It's been changed. This year they took the levels out of the program and they added GPS and a robot in. So it changes, it's always evolving, and it's just a fantastic competition.
Yeah, I think initially when Lisa was president of NSPS, that allowed her to be comfortable, or allowed the NSPS at least to be comfortable with relying on Lisa to put those resources together, because she was such a good coordinator through her term with NSPS, and I think her contacts also allowed them to have, I think, a fair amount of assurity that when she says she's going to do something, we're going to bring something, she'll put it together, and she did. She very successfully, even at home, collecting all the various resources, coordinating the people together, and coordinating myself to get everything packed up in the vehicles and coordinate and make sure we have all the right stuff and make sure all the pieces fit together before we get here, including backups just in case one equipment fails, which it did. This year we brought one of the T2s and the eyepiece didn't focus the crosshair, so we had scavenged one off from our spare and replaced it, and we were still up and running.
So not only did you actually provide the equipment and make it available to the students in the competition, but you also had to provide them with some training or some understanding of how to use the instruments and how to use it well, in other words, without potential for damage or just misuse of the instruments. So did you get a lot of satisfaction from doing that?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun working with them, and we set up, they come in the night before the competition, and they've got about 4 hours that they can come up and meet with us and talk with us, and actually practice reading the verniers on the compasses, reading the T2s on how to do those things, and spending a lot of time with us just to make sure that they're really comfortable with it before they get out in the field.
And who we are.
And working with us, but because some of the students have got a T2 back at home and they were able to look at them, but some of the students, they're coming here and this is the first time they get to touch something like that. You know, they can be taught on paper or show that this is how to do it, but to you really touch them, it's a whole different ball game for you. You know, so it's a lot of fun with, you know, to work with them, and they're like, oh, you know, it's very satisfying because they really do appreciate it, and
yeah, I think so. They have a lot of fun on it.
Yeah.
This year we had a little bit of we ended up losing one of the magnifying glasses. So one of the students evidently, when they reading it, just stuck it in their pocket and inadvertently forgot that it's there. So we got around it, and some of the one of the chains, because we were using one of the lighter profile Gunther's chains, they were a little bit careless on taking them down, and one of them got bent up pretty bad. So I was able to straighten it by the time the next crew came in, and away we went with it. So, but it's always fun, you know. I mean, it's field equipment is meant to be used, and sometimes there are things that, you know, can break down with them or have difficulties with them. So you got to be able to figure that you want it to touch them and use them and the way they were used in the field, and that's what we were trying to replicate for them.
So Lisa, thank you for coming in to visit with us. I think I don't have to thank you on behalf of NSPS. You're going to get a lot of those, but let it be said on the record that NSPS owes you a huge debt of gratitude, and also the students for helping them see what their roots are and to understand a little bit more about what following in the footsteps of a surveyor means. Thank you again so much.
Thank you.
And the students have been wonderful. You know, thank you so much. And the students really, really get a kick out of using the old stuff.
And the leadership of NSPS has always been very well acknowledging the efforts that go into it. So, yeah. And that makes it fun.
Yep.
So,
okay.
Thank you.